Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are certainly glad you're here. We're live on Twitch and we're live on YouTube, and you can watch our live stream every Monday through Friday. We're basically there 10 to 3, so come check it out.
You could also download our app for free in your app store. Just search Tom and Dan or Mediocre app, and you can listen to all the shows on demand there as well.
We love free.
So, Joey Mazzant's here. How you doing, Joey?
Buddy.
What's up, guys?
Good to see you.
You too. Thank you so much for having me back.
So, usually I don't look up any theme park news. I'll let Joey tell us all the theme park news.
Most radio hosts, the gimmick is you sit in your chair like a big fat blob.
Yeah, like a king blob.
Yeah, like a king blob. And then you invite people. They don't even need to know the actual information. You just say that they do.
Yeah.
And you invite these people to your show, and then you're like, hey, I'm the King Blob. Hey, you there. Tell me some stuff. And then the person's like, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, great job. We'll be right back. And that's how you do it.
And
right?
the person talking.
That's how you do it.
The person providing the news and entertainment, not even paid.
Free.
Free.
It's free. In fact, you had to drive a long way to be here today, didn't you? It was like a solid 40-minute drive to get over here, right?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, we were really putting you out.
And the King Blob makes the most.
Yeah, King Blob.
What?
Well, let me ask you something.
That's America.
Well, let me ask you something,
What?
Mr. America. Let me ask you something. What's the word before
Call me
blob?
Mr. Blob.
What's the word before blob, Mr. Blob?
Yeah, it says kids king.
Mr. King Blob, you mother effer. Yeah. Joey Mazzant's here. Joey spends a lot of time at the theme parks. We're going to dig into some theme park magic right now.
So I have a theory, and Joey can tell me if this theory is probably right or not, or he thinks that it's correct.
He has the most theories.
I love it.
So I looked up, and then a lot of the news right now is that certain theme parks aren't.
That's not on my news. I'll tell you what mine
So that
I got nothing but another thing.
that like quarterly reports are down and revenue's down and attendance is down, and that's causing theme parks to lower their prices to incentivize people to come.
Not
Disney
only
World is
the
doing
parks,
this.
not only the parks, but hotels.
Yeah, hotels too.
Hotels are down as well.
So I read some articles that Disney's doing this, and they're like lowering their prices on certain things, and especially for like Florida residents and Universal Studios. There's all these news stories about like Universal, their theme parks, they're down, the revenue's down, attendance is down. So I started thinking,
have they been outside?
What?
The theme park people.
What do you mean?
Do they know it's 3
Well,
billion
I know
degrees?
why. I mean, I can
yeah.
give you
Well-
an easy reason why it might be down. It's like, even if I had saved with my family $70,000 to go on our dream Disney vacation,
Yeah.
if I knew it felt like 108 degrees outside, I'd probably not go.
Well, it was this hot last year and the year before and the year
Yeah,
before
no, I
that.
know.
So it's not necessarily heat. What it is, it's obvious, is it's just the pendulum is swinging back from the post-COVID rush.
Yeah, that's
And-
all I read is that.
And so that's what they're saying. It's just like everybody got out of their system, like it was shut down for COVID, and then all of a sudden it reopened, and everybody's like, we got to go see it before it gets shut down again. Then everybody saw it, and now we're at this point in 2024 where it's down. So based on what Joey's told me before, that the slowest part of theme parks, or the slowest days, are right when school gets back, which is about to be middle of August for most of us,
We're
right?
a couple of weeks away.
And by end of August, most schools in Florida are back to school, right? So that tells me, because revenue's down, the attendance is down, that like at the end of this August, we're about to experience the lowest attendance that we have seen in probably 5 years at the theme parks, and it's people's chance to go when the attendance is at a 5-year low.
What would you say to that?
Nailed it. King Blob, Daniel Dennis, 2024.
Hold on
Nailed
a
it.
second. Why'd you call me King Blob?
No, he's King Blob, and you're Daniel. You're the running mate. He's the
Okay.
president. You're
That's
the running
fair. That's fair. I give you Little Blob. Blob Jr.
So
Blob 2.0.
do
Blob
you
Jr.
think this is setting up for the opportunity for people to go at the lowest possible attendance we've seen in a long time?
It's brilliant. You nailed it. Like,
Okay.
that's exactly what it was. After COVID, there was something called revenge vacationing, where you're taking revenge on COVID.
So I took pictures of my other vacations nude, and I put them up on the internet. I'm like, look at her. I'm not with her anymore, but it was sweet while I had it. I tore that vacation up.
Nailed it. People were vacationing just because they're like, look, COVID took my vacation from me, so I'm going no matter what, and I don't care how much it costs. And like you said, now we're back to normal. People vacation at normal times with normal things. Yeah, you nailed it.
I secretly videotaped this vacation.
Exactly.
And I put it up for everybody to see.
Look at that.
So, if anybody hasn't or has been waiting for a time where it's the lowest attendance because they hate crowds like me, I feel like the end of August would be pick a weekend. Plus, it's hot as hell.
Is there any
it is
truth,
hot, but
Is there any truth to the reason that attendance, at least at Disney World, is down? Is because the new refurbished Country Bear Jamboree already caught on fire.
Opening day, I saw that.
Yeah,
on
opening day, with all the new voice actors,
who
I'm too old to know who they all are, but supposedly they're all stars. And they did get rid of Blood on the Saddle, so don't even ask.
Aww.
It's gone. But yeah,
what's Blood on the Saddle?
It was like my favorite.
Big Al.
Yeah, it was Big Al was my favorite song. It was like a real cowboy song. Blood on the Saddle. You killed somebody, man. But they got rid of that one. It's too problematic. And Country Bear caught on fire. They had to evacuate it. I hope they get that dialed in. Come on, man. How do you have that happen?
And it's the music that they're playing is all the problem is like back when in the day it was all country music. Now it's like pop music done in the style of country. It's just it's not.
They're going new country with the Bears.
Country.
It is a little.
It's
like 808s and clicks. 808s and clicks. It should not be in country music.
Maybe the ghost of Walt Disney flicked his ghost cigarette because he was mad that they took his favorite song away.
That's the funniest thing I ever said on this. That is absolutely. I will
subscribe to that.
Who changed this?
Show me Ghost of Disney.
With ghost cigarette.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he hated it. He's like, they've got clicks in there. Where's the fiddle?
Well, that's the Disney point. We've talked about that before. People always say the Disney point is if you're trying to direct somebody, it's an open hand gesture or 2 fingers to point. And they said it's because it doesn't look as demanding. The reason why they do that is because Walt Disney, there's like no pictures of him without a cigarette in his hand. So Disney bought them all and they had to unsuperimpose the cigarette. So they're like, oh, he's doing the Disney point. No, he's not. He's smoking. And they got rid of it.
He's got a ghost cigarette.
I'm going to start Disney pointing again because I miss it. I miss it so much.
So, what do we got, Joey? What's
else
up
you
with
got?
the theme parks?
We talked about it last month that it was going to happen, and now that it has, Universal's so good right now, dude. They're doing a show on the Harry Potter castle where it starts at dusk, which I don't like when they say starts at dusk. Give me a time. I want a hard time. But they play it 4 times. It's a whole projection screen on the castle, and it's 4 times, one for each of the houses, and each show, one of the houses wins this Quidditch match type. It's brilliant. And then over at Universal, they have that. It is what I can only describe as a 3D firework drone extravagant. It's insane, dude. It's worth
everything.
it.
It's got everything that you can throw at a show, really, right? The water cannons. It's got fireworks and drones and everything.
So back to the 3D mapping, and that's what it is, right?
Yep.
They're projecting a 3D map onto a building, which they've gotten really good at this technology. And anybody who hasn't seen the 3D mapping in person, it will blow your mind because when you see it on video or on the internet,
no, you have to see it in person.
You're used to seeing CGI on the internet or something, because that's what it comes off. But when you see it in person, you're like, whoa! I'm seeing it with no screen.
Yeah.
Like this is being projected onto something. It's crazy.
It changes the whole architecture of a building. It's crazy.
And it's not just one building. It's the entire city block. It's all the way from the Little Italy where the Irish Heritage Shop is, all the way down to Harry Potter. It's a city block. And they project it's sick, dude. You got to take the kids to see it one night.
Yeah, and that's just one show. That's 2 different shows we're talking about, by the way. One is on the actual castle. The one he's talking about with the Quidditch match. The other is a nighttime drone water cannon craziness.
It's insane.
It's a different show that kind of takes you through like Ghostbusters and different movies. It looks amazing. Like I saw some very, very exclusive behind-the-scene pictures and video from friends of mine, and I'm going to see that show. It looks amazing.
At one point, the show breaks down and the minions come out and start it back up. It's so cool.
Yeah, like built-in gags.
Stupid.
And
So what do the drones do? Do they just form lighted images in the air?
And other effects. Like if there are other effects needed, whether it be stars or things screaming by, what don't they do?
And they're just using basically they're using the color of drones. And how many would you say there are? Hundreds?
I didn't ask that question.
There's got to be at least 100. There has to be. I mean, there's probably even more. I might be way off.
There's got to be a ton on site just because of what they're doing.
And there's
it's massive.
fire too.
There is fire. Yep. I'm a big fan because I think it's underappreciated. I know I've mentioned it a bunch on this show already, but I'm a big fan of the water cannons that shoot I don't know, up to the moon. You know, the ones like
Bellagio style.
I will, yeah, exactly. I will watch if I'm in Vegas walking by a hotel and they have a fountain that shoots really high, I'm going to give it a solid 5 minutes. At least. I'm fascinated with that technology. There used to be a water show near the Coca-Cola store in Epcot, the one where you could go in and try all the different flavors. You know that water feature that they have?
Absolutely.
And it shoots fountains to the music?
Yeah,
I must be a simple man. You give me a fountain to music, I'm there.
Well, dude, they repurposed that water area. That's the new Moana area.
Okay.
Where you walk in and the kids can play. It's funny because all they're doing is showing you how rain is created. Water starts on the ground that evaporates to the sky and falls down, but they do it where the kids kick the little thing and it shoots water at them, and then they walk through the wall, and as they're walking under the water, it stops, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
that's pretty cool.
If you took May, she'd lose her mind. She'd be there for 2 hours just hanging out. It's
I
so
like
cool.
that. She's simple like me. I like that. We're simple people.
So what's next, Joey?
What's next?
Let's talk about tomorrow. Isn't tomorrow the first day that Genie Plus?
Dude.
Can you explain this correctly to me?
We're in sync. You're right there.
So I
talk
believe
about it.
Genie Plus, is it Genie Plus going away?
Genie Plus is not only it's not so much going away as that it's just being 3 times as much money to buy it now. So they're going back to old school Fast Pass, but they can't call it old school Fast Pass because Fast Pass equals free, and Disney doesn't do anything for free. I'm pretty sure they would charge for oxygen if they could find a way to legally do it.
All right.
So what this is now 7 days in advance. If you're staying at a Disney hotel, you can pay. It's something stupid. It's like $50 a person, and you can book 3 rides 7 days in advance. It's just like you used to back in the day, but you got to pay for it now. And after you use the first ride, you can grab a third one. So you'll always have 3 in the chamber. You'll always have rides 1, 2, and 3. When
Just
you use
like
one,
when I wake up.
Gangsta.
Seriously, 3 bowel
Gangsta.
movements a day.
So now you're
Hyper regular. Sick. It could be sick.
So this is above and beyond the already Fast Pass that you had to purchase.
Isn't this Lightning Lane Plus or Lightning Lane Multipass?
This
what
is
they're calling it?
Lightning Genie Bank Account 3.0. It's the same thing. It's all the same thing. They're just renaming it.
So you have your ticket already and your Fast Pass, and this is above.
No. You don't get a Fast Pass anymore.
Okay. That's gone.
That's gone. That's gone. Now you have this. This is, again, it is Fast Pass, but you can't call it Fast Pass anymore because Fast Pass was free.
This is Genie Plus.
This is Genie Plus.
Dude,
I hate it as much as you do.
This is what got rid of me. This is what got me away from doing any of this because Andrea would be like, well, we can't do that because we're silver. And I'd be like, well, what about this? She'd be like, that's for Silver Plus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, but what are we? And she's like, we're gold minimal. I'm like,
yes.
Well, what is gold minimal? She's like, it's like regular gold, but with less. I'm like, well, why didn't we?
Well, that's so
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm out.
And that's why they had to change the colors. Now it's like the Pirate Pass, the Pixie Pass, the Incredi Pass.
So-
it's like, come on.
we're not. I'm not doing that.
So you have to go a week in advance and book the rides that you want to go to?
Well, you do it on your phone.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
so you have to wake up at 5:58 a.m., set your alarm, and at exactly 5:59 and 58 seconds on theworldclock.com, you have to, ready, refresh, grab the ride everybody wants, get it for 9 to 10. Okay, hurry.
Can't you get a ride at 7 a.m.? One article I read said they start opening rides at 7. You can snag available rides at 7 a.m.
Yes.
Well, didn't the park open at 9?
Yes.
Okay, so what? So how does that work?
I guess
you can go in early.
I guess you got to get up early. No, you got
Yes.
to get up early to get your.
Yes.
You got to be awake to get your rides, so you can get your ride in at 9.
Yes.
Oh, so like Joey was talking about, you have to be exactly at 7 a.m.
This is not something I'm going to do.
This part of the job is the reason I still have a job. There are families that are like, I don't want to think. This is making me angry.
That
It's
makes
making
sense.
You're
me...
doing this
Yes.
for
That makes
them.
sense, and I would pay for that. Like if there's a man that no, don't worry about it. I get up in the morning, I'll be up early, I'll have everybody's credentials and passes, and I'll just get you in for whatever rides we can get.
But this doesn't guarantee that
No.
you're just walking up right into the ride.
This
They're
doesn't
still
guarantee
waiting.
us.
Are you crazy?
You're still
You're gonna
waiting
be
in
sweating
line.
and hot.
Yeah. But the lines are less. But how much percentage less? Are we talking about?
I mean, if you're
half?
a guy that can give you a percentage,
Let's talk numbers. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Well, I want it like.
Well, you're there
if I'm
every
paying
day.
extra.
Yeah.
I want it to be a third less than the line. is. You know,
Oh no,
like,
no, it's worth it if you're going to spend the money. Like at Universal, they have the Express Pass, and I love their Express Pass. You pay one fee, and you're good to go.
I think we can all agree, and hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn. I think we can all agree that Universal, out of all the parks, when it comes to passes, I think they've done the best job.
Bingo.
I mean, like, anytime I've used anything at Universal, it's been great. Anything I've used to pass at Disney World, it's been trash.
Yeah.
Or it's not a value. But anyway, yes.
But so what happens is, excuse me, Universal, if you buy the Express Pass, they guarantee you whatever the wait time is, you'll wait half as long, which isn't awesome, but it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like if the wait time's 40 minutes, I'll wait 20 minutes. If the wait time's an hour, all right, 30, we're pushing it. But if you go on Forbidden Journey, the Harry Potter one where you're in the castle and it's a 2-hour wait, I don't want to wait an hour. So it's still better. It's something. Whereas at Disney, it's so hard to book these lightning lanes and get what you want. But if the line is 2 hours, it's a 10-minute wait. So it's a lot better, but it's a lot more work. Because you have to do stuff. At Universal, you don't have to do anything. You just show up to the ride you want, and boom. At Disney, you got to...
I like that better. Am I correct that also that the Disney dining plans are back?
Ugh, dude.
Is that bad?
Disney dining plan is the dumbest thing on earth. Because what happens is you get Disney
I thought
dining...
that was EJ.
EJ likes Disney dining?
No, he's the dumbest thing. We're doing a vaudeville show.
No.
Yeah, he's in there. I just want to be mean to him.
What's up, bro? The Disney dining is... The problem is like, let's say... me and Gemma want to go to a steak. Really not. We're going to California Grill, and
That sounds good.
It's bomb, and I accept that it's going to be $100 a person to eat there. I'm going to have a vodka martini and a steak, and I'm going to live my best life. Problem is, you get this family that they're like, all right, y'all, we going to eat PB&J in the morning, and then we going to save all our dining so we can go to California Grill at night. And they're there, and they got their shoes off. They're putting their feet up on the table. I'm trying to have a romantic dinner, and there's a family sitting over there smelling to high hell.
All right, the white trash.
I had this at the steakhouse in Epcot. Le Cellier?
Le Cellier, yeah.
Yeah, or Cellier. I was in there, and it was tank top city in that bitch. I mean, armpit hair and stanko everywhere. Like, and when I could see your hair poofing out the back of your tank top, it's a little gross.
All right, well, let's talk the trash at the theme park.
Oh, please, dude, I have stories. There's not enough time on your tape. All the stories.
Have you ever had to? We've never. I don't like putting you in this position, but I know you'll be able to handle it.
Have I ever hooked up with a mom?
No. I know you've done it. I know you've done it.
Yeah. We know that, Joey.
You're a young guy. You look good.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah, you got a workable Johnson. You know what you're doing. You're young.
I love you.
But have you ever had to pull somebody aside that's a client because money does not mean class.
No.
And they're spending money with you, and you've had to be like, yo. Can you tell your 13-year-old to put her pants on and not walk around in a thong?
I love rich white trash.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I had a family one time. It was a mom and a dad, and it was the dad and his new wife, and he brought his 23-year-old daughter and her 24-year-old fiance, and this was the family together, and she's meeting the new wife, and they want to go to Epcot. We started drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning, and dude, I'm talking, it's 9 o'clock at night, we're watching the fireworks, and she's like, let me tell you what I think about your wife, and I was like, oh God, this is going to end so bad. So I'm like, in this corner, I'm separating the family, I'm telling the mom to go hang out, I'm telling the dad, take the daughter, me and the son, and we're going to get drinks. I'm like, let them go, let them talk this out, bro.
I like this. You're having to counsel a horrible redneck rich family.
Oh, do I say it all the time? Like when people ask me what I do for a living, I'm a tour guide like 18th. I'm literally a babysitter, a bag holder, a map reader, a marriage counselor, a babysitter.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Shoulder to cry on.
Amen.
So it's been well known.
Yeah,
that
Good call. That's not dead, is he?
Dude, your mind is quick, Dad.
Did he die, that guy?
I thought it was there's a cake guy, right?
Did the cake guy die?
Who was the guy that died of alcoholism?
You're mixing up all of our alternative rock
like,
heroes.
hold on.
Oh, you're talking about Smash Mouth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Steve from Smash Mouth
Isn't
died.
that it's
Really?
No, that's Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh, Bare Naked
And
Ladies.
Cake, that's Going the Distance.
God damn it. Back to my point. So I get emails because people hear me talking about how I hate the parks or whatever, and then I'll get emails from what I assume is white trash.
But you've never really. It's hard for me to take that one because you've never outwardly said like I hate the park. It's more the experience. You don't hate what it is, do you?
No,
you hate being there.
I hate everything that comes. I hate the humanity. If it was me by myself and my sons in an empty park and just a ride,
it'd be amazing.
It'd be the greatest thing in the
Yeah,
world.
but it's not that.
I hate all the people and
Yeah.
the crowds and the heat. My God, the
I think
heat.
that's important to
Anyway,
delineate. Yeah.
so people have told me and through emails, they're like, what you got to do is either you got to tell them that Tommy has anxiety, and then you get a pass going through the back. Which if they tell me, they're like the old go walking through the exit anxiety pass, and apparently that exists out there, and people are doing it, and then they just say,
Wait, an anxiety pass?
They tell the parks that your kid has anxiety or you suffer from anxiety.
Wait a minute,
like
can
the
Andrea
goddamn
put a
dogs.
vest on me like a dog?
yeah. They tell them, something's wrong with you, and then you get a pass, and then or you put your grandma in a wheelchair.
Our very good, well, I won't say her name, but very good friend of ours says in the chat room, I knew someone who did that, and they abused it. And it's effed up.
Yeah.
Wow, I have
Well,
never,
yeah.
dude. I literally am saddled with anxiety that I am required to take medication for. I have emergency medication that's in Andrea's purse in case I have a freak out, and I've never done that.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
never
you
walked-
could. I'm telling you.
I'll give you the quickest version. The quickest. So it all goes back to the whole point of having a separate line for disabilities was because wheelchairs take up so much space, and
People
the
in
lines,
wheelchairs give me anxiety.
God,
And you should be in front of them. That's what I say.
Write that
And
down.
that's
Hold
what
on.
the-
Can I use that?
Yeah.
Can I use that one?
That's totally.
Can I say, like, oh my God, all these people in their little, what are those, miniature cars? Here. Stressing me out. This isn't a freeway.
Yeah.
So so because they had to widen all the God, I can't even keep it straight. You guys are too much. I love it. The
This
walk
is
was,
why Maisie, by the way, this is why Maisie thinks that her mom has a real job. And what do you do? She looks at me, she's like, what do you do?
They have wheels for feet.
How is that not better?
Okay, here's a reference. Deep cut.
That's like
Return
Wild
to
Wild
Oz.
West. If they were like the Spider-Man from Wild Wild West, the handicapped Spider-Man, if they had that, I'd be okay with it.
Dude.
But they don't have that.
Return to Oz. The guys with the wheelie hands. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so scary.
Yeah, the
That
wheelie
was-
hands are scary.
That was, but so fast forward to now, ADA, not allowed to ask what the disability is. And so Disney was like, well, how do we get around this? So now you can't go to Disney and say, hey, I got a problem. They give you a phone number and you have to call a third-party person that puts your name in a certification that then sends it back to Disney. It's a lot harder to get a handicap pass now.
Oh, so they've.
I can make a few phone calls, Joey.
Oh, no, you
I
can.
yeah.
You definitely can. But
So
now
I
it's
can call and be like, hey, Disney, I'm freaking out here. I need a special pass.
Well, they send you a third party, and then
no,
they
I can
put you
do
in the
this.
paperwork.
What do I got to do? How long does this take?
you got to talk to our friend with the ironic name. I know you remember him.
Oh, yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah. And then you're standing and you're going through the X.
Do I have to act a certain way?
No. They can't ask nothing.
They can't,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They can't. You're right. They can't
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
But Tom has to limp when he goes
How
to
do I
Universal
have,
now.
how does the look in my eyes?
Yeah.
What kind of look in my eyes do I have to give
Crazy
them?
ass.
And the greatest part about it is your rights are what screw them.
America.
You're using your rights to get them good.
tell 'em.
Anyway,
Oh, I love
so
I
they
might
made it
try
harder.
this. Give me that number.
I
We're
will.
off air. I'm gonna
Yeah.
call and get me a pass.
Guess what? Everybody's trying to
Is
do.
this Disney only? Yeah, but I'm like, they look at me and they're like, oh yeah. Let that guy in. Yeah, he looks crazy.
Dude, it's nuts. That's why we.
Which one's harder, Disney or Universal?
Oh, I would assume Disney. I've never had to
They
do
look,
this.
they're a little more stuck up. You know, the Disney people, they have
Which
to
is
dress
more
like
popular.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
also like you go to any regular spot in Disney, you're walking up for Country Bears, and the person at the line is wearing the most clothing of any human I've ever seen, like a long frontier dress with a pettiskirt underneath it,
Yeah.
and then like a vest with a leather vest on the top and a cowboy hat. And Universal, they just give you like a jumpsuit. They're like, here, put on a Hulk t-shirt. You're fine.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Universal costumes, they're nice,
Yeah,
thin
they're
cotton
thin.
shirts. They look comfortable. Disney, they're in wool. They look like
Yeah.
they're dying. They're profusely sweating.
Especially,
And then-
there's nothing I like more than on Main Street where they're all dressed up like they're going to see the Yankees play in 1910, and they're melting and they're dying.
At the hot dog
And
plant.
sorry, you have to keep the magic of us all dying at the 1910 Yankees.
So the anxiety thing used to be the wheelchair thing, because I remember that like 20 years
Yeah.
ago. It's like, oh yeah, you put your uncle who's got diabetes
Yeah.
feet in a wheelchair, and then they
we
let
had-
you go on
We had
the.
a prominent member of Real Radio at the time beg on social media for a lark.
Oh, so we can
And
get
somebody gave this person a lark so he could drive around Disney with his kids because it would be easier for him because he had severe back pain.
Well, don't they give you a wheelchair at the if you request one at the front, and
No.
then if, and
No,
then if
but
you
not if
have
they run out.
Wait, Wait, you're going to love this.
Okay.
They give you a wheelchair to get you from the monorail to the front of the park. Then you have to pay for one to actually use in the park.
Oh, okay. They make you pay for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
complimentary.
But then you're not allowed to go through the wheelchair line in the rides, are you?
They don't have that.
Oh, they don't have. Okay,
No.
so they don't.
They have a little man that carries you.
So it's like you have to just park your wheelchair where the strollers are and then get up and walk.
Yeah, unless if you can't walk, if you're all busted up and you can't walk, they will let you go down a ramp or they'll take you through a back entrance and go. But
I want to be carried by 5 men. I want to be carried by 5 men, and I want them to make a huge scene, like where I'm like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I'm screaming. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, my goddamn shins! You're twisting my shins! Jerry, you're twisting my shins! And I want them to move me in, and they move me, and then I want them to put me in a front seat of Pirates of the Caribbean, and then ratchet strap me in.
Dude, it's like whenever you go to the Disney pools at the hotels, and they got that swivel chair that I've never seen used.
Yeah.
But if you can't, if you can swim.
Maisie asked me what that was at, we were at Four Seasons.
Yeah.
And they got one of those. And Maisie goes, "What's that?" I go, "That's a water basketball hoop." That's how stupid I am. That's how stupid I am. I told her it's a water basketball hoop.
They put you in that, and then they
I was
lower
like,
you
"Go
to
ask
the pool.
the towel boy. He'll set it up for you. We can dunk on it."
That's funny.
If I owned a hotel and they, like the statutes make you buy those,
Yeah.
I'd get a fake one. just because I like.
Put some PVC underwater. It's fine. Nobody ever checked that.
Yeah,
thing.
just get a lawn chair and put some PVC.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to really work.
Yeah,
no one's gonna
put
use
a cover
that.
on it. It had a cover on it.
Yeah.
And the cover's all rained on because you know they don't do that because you know why?
Yeah.
Because wheelchair people are sweet and they get up there and they're like,
Yeah.
you don't need to get that thing out for me.
Yeah,
That's
I've
fine."
seen Janet. Janet can do a handstand to walk into it. She's stronger than I am.
She's a big basketball player.
Yeah. She's ripped. Her arms are ripped.
Oh, dude.
Here's the real thing about Jana Benetta that I will give you. Currently, right now, competing in ballroom dancing with her husband. Competing.
She can water ski, snow ski.
Skydive, yeah.
I saw them at a poker tournament, dude. Her arms are bigger than my legs. She's
yeah,
so
yeah,
buff.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see what else I got on my list here. Is it true now that you can go to the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror and request a photo shoot? Did you see that?
All right, so what that is, I know that what they do is you can actually book a Disney photographer personally, because me and Gemma looked into this for anniversary photos. It's around $100 and some, but you have to go before the park opens. That's part of the gimmick. Is it's very just like a wedding.
Kind of cool though.
Oh, it's very cool.
If you're a Disney, like I could see Sam using it, other Disney friends I have. If you want to get that, because I know she especially loved Tower of Terror. I think that's me and Andrea's favorite ride too. That's a damn fine ride.
The one thing I do like about Disney is they're super greedy.
Yes.
And they're all about the money.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that they have think tanks where it's like, how can we make more money? And this is
That's what you were asking me earlier today.
Oh, dude.
We were walking back, and I had a bowl of chili because that's what you get when it's 106 degrees outside. I got a bowl of hot chili, and he's like, "We got to figure out a way to make more money."
yeah. That's what businesses do.
And I'm like, "We need fast passes."
And maybe we book photo shoots in our studio for people that want to do because that's what Disney
Not a
probably
bad idea.
someone thought of this, like, hey, we've got these elaborate rides that we like Tower of Terror, like it's set up when you walk through the queue.
I mean, it looks like a haunted hotel, dude.
Yeah.
It's dope.
And then
the best part of Tower of Terror, I always thought was. And I'm a sucker for set design, but
The
I
queue.
like the queue.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about it
Absolutely.
except it looks like a real haunted house.
And so they're probably like, now we could use the queue for photo shoots and then charge for that and make money. Like before we weren't.
Well,
making
you weren't
money.
allowed to do it because anybody that knows Tower of Terror, when you go through the queue, you see this area where the hotel workers would be working, and you want to jump over and get in there and walk around, but you're not allowed.
Yeah.
And they let you, I guess they let you go beyond the ropes and get your
And then you dress
pictures.
like a old timey ghost bellhop, and
You just made me think of something. Sorry for the
No,
tangent.
no, no, cool.
You know the gentleman that we know that works at Publix that looks like a haunted house butler?
yeah.
Did you know that he has been working for Publix for 40 years?
40 years?
Yeah, I found that out yesterday.
Wow.
40 years.
I bet he's probably got
And he's only
stock
26
options.
years old. He's only 26 years old.
Yeah. He probably has, because Publix is good with like their own stock
Yeah, he's
options.
fine.
Oh.
Like if
He's
you,
fine.
I know people that have started working for Publix in the 70s or like whenever, like the 80s or whatever.
Yeah, Jordan started in '88. That's who told me.
And they got like the stock options, and then they were able to retire rich millionaires, like because they've been working for the company so long.
I think he started as a young man, and now he's a middle-aged man, and he is fine. He is going to do just fine.
Who's he going to leave his fortune to?
That's what I'm
Dumb man.
Why do you think I go through his line all
I
the
know,
time?
because he doesn't have kids. So I know that.
If you see the picture of the founder of Publix, I thought it was Walt Disney.
No,
Yeah.
He looks just like him. He's got the same mustache and the same haircut. And I
Mr.
was like,
George.
I looked at him. I was like, Walt Disney founded Publix? No. And I'm like squinting. I'm like, okay. I thought I was losing my mind a little
He's got
bit.
that skinny gable.
Yeah.
With the little
Hey,
cord
let's
gable.
get ourselves. Should I cut this to a little, little,
like a 1950s businessman
yeah,
gable,
or like a what's his name, Waters,
John Waters.
John Waters. Yeah. I look like a flamboyant gay director.
Have you thought about handlebar?
I've done handlebar before.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember calling into the Phillips file to talk about waxing my handlebar mustache. One last one, I guess, that I had here was that, and this, you can tell me if this is correct, but there is a rumor now that there are 3 different resorts on Disney property that if you play your cards right, you can stay on property for less than $100 a night. And I forget the 3. Is
this part of their incentive to
Yes.
bring people, because it's
it is, and it's only 3, and it's the more family, lower tier, very budget, very value.
they're like, we have this concrete slab
If
We have a jug of water, warm.
Yep.
at where the Fort Wilderness, like
No. If you really want to stay at a Holiday Inn with Mickey ears, you're looking for the All-Star Sports, All-Star Movies, and All-Star Music Resort.
Yeah, that's the one for less than 100.
I stayed there in college. I was in 2001. God, I'm old. 2001, I came down here to stay there back when it was $60 a night, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Dude, even when it opened, when it was new, it was like every 15 minutes they're blowing a whistle because some kid's duking in the pool. There's no actual restaurant. There's just a cafeteria. The gift shop is literally anything that isn't selling in the 4 parks. They put it in their gift shop.
Can I ask you guys a serious question?
Please.
If we're all getting in the pool with a dirt ass,
yeah.
then why do you have to, like, when someone does, like, visibly duke in the pool,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
do you have to clear it?
Because they saw it.
Yeah, but it's always there.
Yeah,
it's
but
always there, dude.
It is always there, but once they see it, then they're liable for a lawsuit if they don't do anything about it.
What's going to happen to you? You get a little pink eye, you're fine.
Yeah. Well, someone's gonna claim they got salmonella from
You
it.
can't do that unless you eat it.
Hey, listen, I then sue the hell out of Disney World.
First rule of pool duke.
But we
Don't
all
talk about
know.
pool
We all
duke.
know it's there.
Oh
Yeah, of
it's
course.
filled.
In fact, sometimes I see people getting in public pools that their legs have more sores on them. I'd rather have the Duke. The Duke, I can dodge the Duke.
It's full with sores, and that's what I've said. Like
carbuncles.
water parks
I know,
are
they're not your thing.
disgusting.
It's an episode of South Park.
Yeah.
They go to Pee-Pee's, a water park. It's the Italian guy. He goes, at the pH balance, no H, only P.
Yeah. That's 100%. Do you understand what kind of digestion problem these people have? Like they are all having diarrhea.
I still remember. I don't know if I've ever
horrible.
told
And
this
the
story.
kids, my God, the kids.
I don't know if I've ever told this story.
From Brazil.
I don't know if I've ever told this. I remember sitting in
Have
the
you
wave.
seen Texas State Brazil?
All this kid ate was 9 bacon wrap fillets. It was an 8-year-old boy. He ate 9 bacon wrap fillets, and you can mean to tell me he's not gonna have diarrhea? I remember sitting in the pool at Blizzard Beach. No, Typhoon Lagoon, the one that's rougher.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in that the area, and May's got a little hat on and everything, and I'm holding her, and I remember I was like sitting there holding her, and we're rocking back and forth in the water, and I remember I could feel it, because babies, they're always spitting up, and I could feel we're about to have a formula monsoon, and she was about to puke like.
Yeah.
Nothing but sour milk out. And a wave came, and as the wave came up, I just kind of dunked her face in it, and she went like barfed an entire mega cloud. It looked like an octopus squidding, but this was white, straight white formula, all in the water. And then I remember I just picked her up, and then I just made a beeline for our cabana. Could never go back in the pool. We're done. We're done for the day.
You know what cancels that out? Brazilian duty. It's fine. fine.
Perfectly chlorinated. Joe.
Eat nothing but churros for a week, and then you go to the water park. Of course, you're gonna be sick.
So that's a pretty decent update. So you would say, because we will be running out of time here soon, but you would say Universal right now would be.
Universal's even on my
That's
days
the
off.
place.
Not to mention, we didn't even talk about Halloween Horror Nights. I'll save that for next month.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
Halloween
we
Horror
can-
Nights is
we
gonna
can
be.
Well, that's
dip
what I figured.
a little bit into it. What are prices right now for? We can go through houses maybe next time
Yeah.
or mazes, but let's talk a little bit about prices and times that it's running. Like, is it going? When does it start?
It starts at the end of August and it ends like the 1st of November or something stupid. It's the longest one. It's over 2 months long.
Wait, so it ends on the beginning of November. Sorry, I misheard you. I thought you said beginning of October. I was like, wow, that's weird. They're, they're really changing the game.
Like, no more actual Halloween.
That's funny. But it's not bad. I mean, everybody's talking about how they sold out of the every year I buy the frequent fear pass. You know, me and Gemma went 23 times last year. We absolutely love it. It's a blast. But
crazy.
people pay for the frequent fear pass. So you can go every night, but with Express, which it seems a little bit overkill to me. Because if you're going every night, you don't need Express. You do 2 houses a night. You go drink your weight in Chucky themed drinks, and you call it a night. So I don't understand. They sold out of the one with Express, which literally day of they sold out.
Yeah, we had listeners that were, I guess they'd gotten up early to try and do it. We're in the chat room. They didn't get my tickets. I'm like, well, okay, wow.
But so I tell
that is a popular ticket.
It is because it's priced right. Universal doesn't price you out. You know, like even their annual pass. I get a Florida resident annual pass it's like $800 for 15 months, and I can get into Universal, Islands of Adventure, Volcano Bay. I get 20% off on hotel stays, and it's amazing.
Joey, what's the ultimate VIP that's not even really available to the public?
You and I are always obsessed with this, aren't we? We always want the best. I want to stay in that Cinderella castle.
Like, who can park, like, especially Universal? Like, Universal, you have to park and then walk a pretty good distance
They
to
have that
actually
people
get to the
mover. They
entrance.
put in that people mover for the blobs.
yeah. But that only gets you a small amount of rest. Like,
You know, it's faster if you just walk it than
like-
it is. You can beat the blobs by
Yeah,
just
you
walking
can.
the whole thing.
Oh, and blobs get mad if you try to pass them on the people mover. Oh, they get mad.
They don't like that. And by the way, if you are on the people mover, go to the right side so people can walk on the left.
Is there some service where they'll pick you up and bring you to the entrance of the park or something like that? Or
You mean like golf cart service?
Yeah, something like that.
Do what I do with my families, man. You just go over to the Hard Rock Hotel and you valet there. Their valets are super cool, nicest people in the world. It's $30 to valet. However, if you eat there, it's free. They validate your parking. So park your car there. Go to the park. It's right next door. You cut through the parking lot. It's right there. Enjoy your day. Come back, get your car at the end of the day. Go get your parking validated. Go downstairs, have a club sandwich, some French fries, and 3 beers. I mean, that's my day.
All right, I like that. That's a good tip of the day.
Actually is a really good tip.
Like, especially if we're talking about seeing the parks at the lowest possible crowd point, which is the end of August, and then you park at where do you park?
The Hard Rock Hotel.
Hard Rock Hotel, and then you get your parking validated by eating.
That doesn't move the needle anymore, right? Like if I tell Maisie, hey, we're staying at the Hard Rock Hotel, Elvis Presley. Right? Like it doesn't.
It does if you stay on Club 7. 7th floor of the building, Club 7. Free breakfast, free lunch, free dinner, free midnight snacks and champagne.
Oh, that's like the party level.
And it's only an extra, like, depending on the season, like $50 to $70 a night. It's so freaking cool. Now, if you want to spend that baller money, $3,500 to $5,300 a night, you stay in the Graceland suite where you can actually play Elvis's piano. That room is sweet. I've been in there a few times.
I put my balls on his piano. Just to say that. Well, that's a heck of a story, right? Get a picture of it.
Yeah, piano, baby.
Lock that one down.
And then anytime someone's playing that piano on their social media, I send them a picture.
Hashtag Dan's Nards.
That's a honk of bird
I'm
and
like,
love there.
look what was there. You touched it.
I love it.
All right, Joey. How can people contact you if they want a private tour?
If you need the hookup at all, Joey Mazzant on all social media platforms. Thanks for subscribing to YouTube. Thanks for all the likes and the follows.
I
Y'all
don't
are awesome.
subscribe to your YouTube, and I never will.
That's okay. Dude,
I'm just kidding.
Oh, well, we're going to end this with this. The other story I saw is Disneyland. I know it has nothing to do with here, but
Strike.
their employees are about to go on strike. And then it made me think, like, I wonder if that works for the Disneyland employees, if that's just going to cause, like, a copycat effect with the Disney World employees.
It will not, because do you know who runs the Disney Union?
Who?
Disney.
No. Okay. Oh, that isn't that counterintuitive to why
I believe it's called
union?
horizontal integration. It's highly illegal, but Disney runs the Disney Union. So if you're like, it's like teachers in Florida. Teachers aren't allowed to strike in Florida. And if the teachers strike, the teachers union says, get back to work. It's like, don't you want to get our backs? No, go back to work.
Okay.
We're here in case you OD on drugs.
Wow.
Okay, so this is not going to happen at
No,
Disney
blue
World,
state,
okay.
red state, man. It's
Gotcha.
apples and
Yeah,
oranges.
okay.
Interesting.
And so
Isn't politics fun?
although it does feel like even though like obviously the taxes are different.
What are they
and
striking? Just wages?
Pay, wages. And so, but if they increase their wages at Disneyland, I feel like Disney World employees are gonna want, even though, like I said, it's not apples to apples here because
Well, I mean,
they pay
you just
different
gotta
taxes.
do what we do here. Just find the most desperate people and slide them in.
Exactly.
Yeah, and let them work for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, yeah.
Quality will go down.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Quality will go down.
Oh, it's not the same, dude. It's you find 6 people that don't mind living in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Those are Disney employees.
Yeah.
They're
You're
sharing an
right.
apartment.
This
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the advice I gave Gideon's Bake Shop.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
joking.
Too soon.
It's a joke.
Yeah. Find not Americans.
They just gotta be willing.
I don't know if they know that. Yeah, no, anyway, all right.
All
We're
right,
out
is it time to get out of here? Yeah, all right, let's get out of here.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of Corporate Time.
Very good job.
Dude, that was
buddy.
a good one, man. You guys are the best. What a
Well, I
blast.
think we're getting loopy from over-recording. And
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
that
yeah.
forces you into a fun space.
I
And
love it.
It makes you not care as much.
No, that's my gosh, all the people, everybody. I tweet this out. I'm like, hey, Tom and Dan today. All my buddies that are into they love the laughs.
Well, I'm glad, buddy. And thanks for doing that. Where's that goatee?
That is tonight, Tuesday 1 and 2.
Do we have anything there?
Nope. We just got Tuesday 3.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Absolutely,
Joey.
guys. Thank you so much.
We
Yep.
will see you later, buddy.
So thank you again.
Thanks so much, man.
Always.
Tell the wife we said hey, hey.
Will do. I'll see you guys on. Can I take this out?
Oh, yeah, you can no, you just throw it in there. We're gonna take it out. All right. We'll just let it stack up a little bit.
We like to pile it up real high.
I'll see you guys next
Cheers, man. Be safe. Yeah, Charles. I think at some point they did a show together, and then Joey didn't want to do it anymore. He got too busy, so he peaced out. Do. Who do we have next?
The Hourglass people, they text me they're running a couple minutes late.
All
They'll be there
good.
soon.
Oh,
And then-
good.
So that's the last segment too. Since
Hourglass?
we did 40 with Joey.
Awesome.
And that'll be segment 4. So we'll just
Cool.
we'll do Hourglass, and then we will record a couple commercials. I'll get that together.
Perfect.
As you.
No vacation tomorrow, guys. We'll be back. We're working this whole week.
Yeah. We're doing full slate of shows.
We're just pretty much stacking up everything we needed to do for next week.
Yeah,
Because-
that way next week there'll be no difference in show schedules.
Yeah,
There'll be
exactly the same.
Monday through Friday ACTs. There'll be a Monday BDM show. There'll be a Friday free show, which we recorded with the wives earlier.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real fast. Clean up my emails here.
How's it going, Twitch? Yeah, you can come grab him and sit on the couch. We're all good.
I had too many last night.
No beer?
That's gonna fuck me up.
Oh, it's like every time before the show.
So I didn't intend to.
Oh, wow. What's up, guys?
What up,
Hey,
dude?
you guys are quick. I like went to the door, came back out. It was like a magic trick. And some men are appeared.
Beer Fest, Indoor Beer Fest, Longwood Tap
What's
Room,
up, guys?
What?
If you want your headphones, you can wear them. If you don't,
Yeah, I like them.
It's
I feel like I'm in the game.
and we did, we made it. It's not live yet, but we're gonna do
Okay.
just at checkout.
Oh wow, that camera's still
Okay.
great.
And will that be available now? This weekend? Okay.
Weekend, so Friday through Sunday this weekend. Just
Okay.
Tom and Dan, all lowercase, no space.
Okay.
It's all
Da-da-da-da-da. See if I can line that guy up. All right.
Got it. That's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for being here, y'all.
Yeah.
I will. Before we start recording, I just got to tell you that red lager is the only beer. That's the beer people talk about the most. That's the great. Yeah, the best.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It is the single greatest beer we've ever made as far as people telling us they like the beer.
Crazy, we'll take that.
Wow.
Yeah, they like this one the most.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. I hurt myself on it
Yeah. That'll happen.
real bad. Yeah, it goes down on quick, quick.
Yeah, it's balanced.
I did it at home too. I got that new college football 25,
Oh no.
and I got a 4-pack, and oh man,
Slammed it.
yeah, fast.
Yeah.
And I didn't need any more beers after that. I had dialed in my tiny body in real good, and I couldn't see my controls anymore. All right, here we go.
Field goals got real hard.
Oh, well, field goals are hard in that game, man. And I'm kicking with Colton Boomer, and I know him, so I got to do a good job. You appeared at one of his birthday parties.
Don't talk about it.
Okay, sorry. Well, if he makes the NFL, you got to talk about it. All right, you want to start?
Yeah.
And this is our final segment for tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, this will air tonight too.
Okay, we'll get that code live as soon as we
Cool.
get back.
Okay, all good.
We like to put the heat on you, the pressure.
Should have had it done.
We're like, we're putting this out immediately. Okay, here we go. 3.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got Eric and Bill here from Hourglass Brewing.
All right.
Here to talk about your Against All Odds Beer Fest happening on August 3rd. And that's going to be at the Longwood Tap Room.
Yes.
You guys do this every year. And so let's talk about it. You can also get your tickets.
What's the easiest way to get tickets? Because I know
Yeah.
the CBE guys are going to hit me up. Like,
Yeah.
how does this work?
AAO Beer Fest AAObeerfest.eventbrite.com.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Eventbrite.
Eventbrite AAO Beer Festival against
There you
all
go.
odds.
Yeah.
Easiest way.
Or Hourglass's social media.
Social media
We'll
page.
have,
Yep.
and then we have a special discount for Tom and Dan listeners.
Yeah.
During checkout, if you just put Tom and Dan all lowercase, you get 10% off your tickets during checkout.
All right. Love it.
So if that doesn't work, try again tomorrow because we may have told you too early, but it'll eventually
we'll
work.
get it out.
Yeah. If you have any issues with it, show@tomanddan.com. I'll get back to you and we'll get it squared away. 100%.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the beer fest. What's on schedule for it?
We got 12 different breweries on the day. King State, Tripping Animals, Woven Water, just a really good list this year.
These are names I have not heard either, which is always
Yeah.
exciting to me. I like trying new stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Reached outside of the local market a little bit into Miami and some other places.
Nice.
that. Hiram's Tattoo Collective, Eric's coming out.
Yep, we're gonna have tattoos on site. There's gonna be barbecue on site.
Oh, these are like my favorite things.
Yeah, food, tattoo, beers, all
Love
the
it.
things. Someone needs to be happy.
I love it. Are you trying to influence people to get beer themed and or barbecue themed tattoos?
There might be an hourglass tattoo on the flash sheet.
Okay. All right. It's good to have that. I have always wanted a barbecue tattoo. We have a very good friend that has a pig tattoo here.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Chef Pat, and it's like a pig and how he's quartered, for like eating.
all
and
the
I was
cuts,
like, oh,
yeah.
dude, a barbecue tattoo would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
You
me
see,
some
this
barbecue.
this is a good idea because the tattoo guys ask us like if there's anything they would like or we would like to see for the flash sheets and stuff. Barbecue, great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little ham
I'm
hock.
gonna take it to them.
Yeah, 100%. Like a ham hock or
Yeah,
a sliced pork or a pig with sunglasses standing in fire.
Yeah, big old fork.
Yeah, something like that.
I do like it when the actual animal enjoys being cooked.
Yeah.
He's dancing or like celebrating in some way. He's like he's happy to be eaten. I like it.
We should talk to our good friend Steve, formerly of Porky's Barbecue of Apopka that we love, and ask him if we could relicense his smiling pigs because he had these pigs. They weren't just smiling. There were 3 of them, and they were shimmy dancing in a fire, and then they had on Wayfarer Ray-Bans, and they were like, "Look at us, we're dancing and dying."
No, I don't. Did Steve have the fire, or was that Bubbaloo's have? I think Bubbaloo's
Does Bubbaloo have the fire? Which was Steve's then? I gotta
Steve
look
was
up
just
Steve's
the dance.
pig.
They were just 3 dancing.
I believe it might be Bubbaloo's.
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
look
they-
up Steve's pigs.
I think because they all have agreed, like we're all gonna do some
happy.
type of a
Well,
happy
I
pig.
have, no, I have seen some that are like, oh.
Oh yeah, but this guy
Snuck up and bit
It never goes. It never goes into a like. It never goes into like a torture, and it never goes into pain.
It stays into surprise.
But there is a shock of like, what's happening? There's a little of that.
And they should have just no idea because I think that's the reality.
I don't think they would have any idea, even if you explained it to them. I think they'd still have on their sunglasses.
Too
In
late.
fact, I've talked to pigs before.
They don't know
Yeah,
they're in
yeah.
a factory
I know
and they're about to be
I know
killed.
people with pigs, and if you put sunglasses on them and you're like, I'm going to eat you, they just be like, there's nothing.
That's
There's-
cool.
It's not going to
Yeah.
do nothing. It's gonna do
Yeah,
nothing.
they're oblivious to their own life.
I do this with my dog. I say the worst things to my dog. I'm like, look at how disgusting
As long as
you
the
are."
shades are on.
Yeah, the shades are on. It's fine.
So a ton of different beers to sample, tattoo, and they're doing the tattoos on premise.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll have
Okay.
them on site. 40+ beers. I mean, all you can drink, 12 to 4.
And that comes with the ticket, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get the ticket, that's all you could drink.
Yep, custom glassware on the day, of course, and then you just go at it. We'll have stations throughout the brewery.
What's the hardest part about doing these beer fests?
Keeping it cool.
Like you mean the heat?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you like
yeah,
keeping
yeah.
your cool?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
no,
gonna tear
no,
these
no,
people
no, no.
apart.
No,
It's kind
at
of
least
both.
in August
It's kind
for
of
us.
both.
Yeah, it's indoors. We got extra AC coming this year for that reason.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something you have to think about now, like with the heat? The way
I think
things-
so. To
yeah.
elevate the festival a little bit, we've all sweated in a field, like sometimes it's nice to get in there. And ours is limited at like 200 and some change, so it's nice to get inside and just kind of chill in the AC and not be crowded.
For sure.
And then people do what my
I'm glad
kids.
we talked about that. I think we
Yeah.
just sold some extra tickets.
Yeah.
And like, now that people know you guys beefed up the AC, they're
Yeah.
like, wow, that sounds
Okay.
like a good deal.
All
now."
right.
People will stand with the door open and talk to their
I
friends.
hate that.
It's
It happens at
Close
Hourglass.
the door.
Yeah.
What happens with my kids?
Yeah.
Well, they have the door wide open and they're talking to my wife or whatever. I'm like, close the damn door.
It was happening when we were doing some shirt folding, and I had to tell
Yeah.
them, you have to shut the damn door.
All that
come
air
inside.
is just pouring out like water. You know, it's dropping. The cold air fills up the room, and when you open
You
the
can
door,
literally feel
it
it.
drops down.
Have you guys ever thought about engineering an airlock?
Oh, like I used to have in elementary school
Yeah.
where the
It's
air.
gonna
It's got to be warm. You walk in and it's warm, and then they let you into the air conditioned door. But the air conditioned door never. It goes open, close.
Yeah.
It never stays open.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the.
No, I'm talking like in scuba
blower.
diving
like
when
the
you come into the.
plastic entryway to like produce markets.
No, there's
Yeah.
flaps.
E.T. They
Yeah.
had that
Oh
in
yeah,
E.T.
that too.
It's always a little creepy at
Yeah.
night, like peeling through them.
But I also remember like they used to when it would be enacted by the push of the door, and then air would
fan.
be shoot down straight, which would block the cold air from getting out. It would be like a barrier of air.
I know what you're talking
You know
about.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it would
That's
be in my
old. That's old technology.
yeah,
I
in my
feel like.
elementary
old
school.
technology.
And then but why is that all? It seems like it would work all the time.
Yeah.
Why don't they have the air
Yeah, yeah.
blast?
Where's the air curtain?
That's exactly what it was.
It's an air curtain,
Yeah,
right?
it was
said.
like an air curtain. No, what I was talking about got like, okay, follow me here. You're outside in the parking lot of Hourglass, and you're going to walk in, and there's a beer festival going on.
Yeah.
And they're like, right this way, sir. And you go in, and the first room you go in is really hot.
It's the sweat room.
It's the sweat room. And you're in, and then they're like, okay, this door in front of you is the ice cold air is going to open, and you have 5 seconds to get in. I mean, it's going to close, and it could harm you if you're in the way. So you got to go quick.
Inside the ride
and you got to
times.
run in fast, and then you're in.
All right, yeah.
And then you're in. That way, we're not wasting any air.
I like that.
If you want to waste air, if you want to have a conversation with your boxer dog that you brought, and they don't even allow dogs there, then you got to stand in the hot room.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She'll know I'm talking about it. They don't allow dogs there. You got to go to the other location.
So have you found, because you guys also have, like, there's pinball machines and there's arcade games.
Yep.
And my sons.
Pinball machines in your contacts.
What was that?
Why are you trying to call pinball machines?
Was that my phone or who's that? Was it one of your guys' phones?
Oh, that was me.
It wasn't mine.
Why does it? We had this whole conversation and it just
Calling your mistress.
No.
What's happening?
Calling honey baby boo boo.
Out of everything we talked about,
Pinball, baby.
why did pinball machines trigger the Alexa or
Siri.
whatever, the Siri? It doesn't
You
make
called
sense.
it Alexa. Oh,
That's the
God.
same
Grandpa's
crap.
here. Why did you hey, pinballs?
Anyway, so I've noticed that my sons, like I would have thought that like pinball and like any arcade game would be universally
Too analog.
appealing.
It's too analog.
Yeah, but the analog, because they're so used to screens.
It
like
might
the
as well
younger,
be a boulder
Not even.
rolling down the right.
Yeah.
A big metal ball might as well be a stone that a caveman is pushing.
They need digital boulders.
I think they do. There's a weird. It was a weird thing for me too. I remember when my babysitter Alan. This is you unlocked a memory for me. My babysitter Alan. But it's not going to go weird. He brought over. He's like, you got to see this. He was a gamer. He's like an early gamer. I had an Apple IIc, and he was an Apple IIe guy, and we were like early Apple guys. He's like, I got these floppy disks, these new games. They're digital pinball machines. I'm like, what? Like, you're not going to believe this.
And it's in my
You're not
pants.
It's digital pinball. And then he's like, here, pull it back, shoot the ball. I'm like, is this thing? Nothing's happening. He's like, keep doing it.
Just stare at the screen. Just stare at the
No,
screen.
but it was digital pinball, and it was like on my because this is back when your computer monitor was all green.
Yeah.
It was all
Rounded.
green, and it was a
Rounded.
digital pinball, and I was like, I remember my dad was like, "God damn devil!"
They're
Like,
taking
it was
everything.
like the
They're
world.
taking everything.
Yeah,
from
it
us.
was like pinball machines. You might as well throw them away. We got digital pinball now.
Yeah.
Pinball machines will never be good again.
But see, I will still play a pinball machine
love a
and
pinball
enjoy
machine,
it or
dude.
whatever.
It's the sound,
but,
yeah.
but
I
my
love how big it is. I love how heavy it is. The noises, the thunks
clunk,
of the
Yeah.
It's
Ding,
got a
ding, ding,
it's
ding.
But
it's
I
got a
think
movement
like
to it.
preteens nowadays, like they just don't get
Not even on the
Yeah.
radar.
the digital pin or like the regular pinball
Yeah.
machine or the arcade.
Billie Eilish, she don't like
You know,
it.
like
No.
they want the screens. And it's
She
sad.
looks at it. She's like, I could eat that girl for lunch. She's like, she doesn't care.
Anyway, but and also I do like the fact that my sons, they did like this, the fact that Hourglass and Longwood, directly adjacent to you guys, there is a awesome Lego store.
Oh, we have to talk about that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What have you guys done? You're ruining my wallet. Like, what have you done?
But all in one place.
Yeah. It is. It turns you guys into kind of a destination where you can go do other. You know, what
A
I'm saying?
million
Like,
percent.
yeah,
You can
you
go
know.
there now and get no balk from the family. Like, there's no reason for. Like, look, I'm picking up a 4-pack. We don't want to stop. You guys go to the Lego store. I'll just be a minute. I'm gonna have one
Yeah,
while
yeah.
I get my 4-pack.
Orlando Brick Co. Man, they've got so much stuff. Buy, sell, trade. I've never seen so many Legos. I'm not even a Lego
I know.
guy.
My sons, it
But-
blew their minds.
It
Like
did,
during
yeah.
our beer release, like my wife took my sons over there, and like right next door, basically connected you guys, is this huge Lego store, and they've got like rare Legos, like there's some like used stuff that's
buy, sell,
rare,
trade type stuff.
Yeah, and then like a bunch of like
got
stuff that's not available.
Stuff off the show too, I guess. Lego Masters. They've got stuff from the sets. They've got.
Oh, yeah. There are
highly
some builds
collectible-
that were part of the
Yep.
actual show
Some
that are in there.
signage, yeah. It's fun. It's massive. I think it's one of the biggest in Central Florida for sure.
Yeah, it's
Which
beautiful.
does make it that destination. You can obviously take beers in there too. It's Brett's little side quest.
Yeah.
So
And you guys did like a beer in
Yep.
conjunction with it, right?
bricked up. Yeah,
Bricked
yeah,
up.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
That's really cool.
And so, again, if you guys want tickets to this beer fest, it's going to be on August 3rd. And, again, use our promo code Tom and Dan, all lowercase. You can get 10% off.
Get a little money off. Beefed up
Whammy.
AC, lots of good beers.
Yeah.
And,
barbecue.
Treats.
Yep. And
treats. I love some treats.
just follow Hourglass on social, Hourglass Brewing.
Yeah, you won't miss it.
And then, again, where can you get the tickets?
At eventbrite.com.
Yep.
So AAO Beer Fest at eventbrite.com.
There you go.
Cool. So I guess we'll take a little break, and then when we come back, we'll finish a corporate time.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Cool. Digital pinball.
Let me save that. Yeah, I sold those floppy disks finally. I had them for years.
Really?
In my old room. Yeah, they were still in.
That's pretty
Back when
rad.
you would have like a case and you'd open
Yeah,
the case.
the hard top.
And,
Half,
hard
the
top with a
would
half. And you had a
open.
lock
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
And
the
all your
front
discs
would
would be
open.
lined up in there for your games you could play. That's how old I am.
I was the 3.5, like the little hard one. That was like my whole life when I was a kid.
Yep. Yeah, I remember when we transferred to those. I was like, it's crazy.
Hey!
Thank you guys for coming in. Y'all.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate
Thanks
you
for
guys.
being here, y'all.
Thank you. Also, guys,
Good to see you guys.
It is Tuesday.
Tuesday 4.
Yeah, and then we gotta
come
put a
back
little-
and then,
Little something on it.
Yeah, feel free to hang out if you want. We're just gonna finish up a little segment, and then we'll be done.
All right. I'm gonna get that.
So I'll just come back and just say we'll do some
I got it.
do a couple emails.
Yeah, let me get those.
Remember that shirt you had for Jill?
Okay, there's a good one. Or decent, I guess. But let me get one voicemail. Keep. Okay. Bring us back real quick.
Yep.
3, 2.
All right, let's do some voicemail email to finish up the show.
This one's weird because I've been wanting to talk about this, but and you'll get what I mean here.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I was listening to the Monday show where you guys are going over movies with Crespo, and you guys are talking about that weird Adam Sandler movie with the giant spider. I don't know why you haven't. I mean, that's been out for a long time on Netflix or something, because I watched it like 4 months ago, and it's terrible.
Thank you for your voicemail, sir. The reason I picked this one is I do believe that, and you say this a lot about things, but the anticipation of things being released is done. It's over. It doesn't happen anymore. There are different release dates for everything. Sometimes things get leaked for one part of the nation and they don't make it to the southeast. Sometimes you'll see something because it was at the Enzion, and then 2 years later it'll finally get released. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like it's all gone.
There's too much, so I don't know when. And then obviously when Chris Crespo was coming in, I was like, let me look at some new movies. 2024.
I'm gonna be real with you. I thought that would just come out too. So we both thought that the Adam Sandler Spider movie just came out.
And I didn't see anybody on my social media, but that's
why? Because there's too much for them to talk about.
Yeah, it's probably not in my bubble of social media. Like honestly, mostly I consume what other BDMs talk about, right? And so I didn't see anybody talk about it or bag on it or make fun of it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know it was out.
Yeah.
And I didn't check every movie release date, so I was just open, And
Chat room, this is Duncan. He says, I have massive anticipation for my favorite band's new LP. You called it an LP. I mean, just the fact that you called it an LP shows that you're closer to my age.
Yeah.
And yes, I still get excited about music that's going to be released. My point is that I just think it's like you don't get, it used to be like.
Unless it's something you're really into, it's just going to be, it's not going to be in your radar.
Like, I guess the latest one we could point to right now, and I haven't even heard a lot about this one because, again, I do subscribe to what you're saying that there's too much, Wolverine, Deadpool, Wolverine, whatever it's called.
I don't even know when that's coming out.
I don't either because there's too much coming out. That is the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
that everybody's like, I hear them saying, like, I'm so excited for it. But I'm telling you guys, there used to be a time where when you guys said, even pre-pandemic, when you said, oh, man, Civil War is coming out for Marvel, it still mattered then. It doesn't matter now. There's too much now.
Yeah.
We've hit saturation. There's too much.
Yeah, it's impossible to even. I mean, there are so many movies and TV shows and just content. I mean, you have an endless amount of reels to scroll, and it's just.
We haven't really talked about that,
Too
but
much.
you had a theory about that normally, we make a lot of jokes on here, and because you do have a lot of theories, and I'll make jokes about them. But your theory of the consumption of podcasts, movies, and television, and radio, and music have all gone down naturally because people are just using TikTok and just scrollable videos as their form of entertainment. I think there's massive validity to that. Yeah, I think that yes, across the board, I think normal entertainment, it has to compete.
Taking a back seat to just scrolling on your phone.
Yeah, because it's so easy to get. It's always available. It's a constant pipeline of new stuff.
Because you used to be, if you had a couple hours at the end of the night, you'd watch your show or whatever, right? And now it seems like a lot of people are just scrolling on their phone instead of consuming a whole 45 minutes or hour worth of show. They're just like, I'm just gonna scroll. Or they start scrolling and because they were about to watch a movie, but they lost track of time and they've already scrolled for 30 minutes, so they don't have time to watch. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's taking people's attention, and therefore there's less attention for other things.
I don't even think we're managing information correctly. Like my wife, for instance, reads like a book a week, but she doesn't really read them. Like sometimes she will, she'll get real paperbacks and stuff like that, and sometimes she'll read on her Kindle. But a lot of times she'll get a book and then she'll put it on like 2.5 times the regular speed and just force it into her brain. And I'm like,
consume it.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. I mean, like, do we really need to? Were we designed? Actual question. Were we designed to shotgun that much information into our brains?
No, because think about how we evolved. The most
I get fatigued when I do that. When I listen to even YouTube, I'm such an old man. When I go 1.25 on YouTube just to get it in before you get here in the morning. Let's say I'm watching something on Tesla, and I'm like, I just want to watch this 5-minute Tesla video. I'll make it 2 minutes and 30 seconds before Tom gets here, and I watch it fast. I get a fatigue from watching things too fast.
Well, think about how
maybe I'm just stupid.
A nutritionist would tell us what our diet's supposed to be, right? And our diet is supposed to be based on how our bodies can take the nutrition, process it,
pull the nutrients out.
Yeah, and then so you want, and then that's all based off of human evolution, right? So then that's why they talk about like a paleo diet or something like where our ancestors, they would get a meat occasionally that wasn't abundant as much. There was no grain or anything, like sugar was rare, and like except for fruit, berries if you got it, you know what I'm saying?
Why it was a treat.
So it's primarily, like foraging for like, stuff in the woods and then the occasional meat, right? Or if you lived near the ocean, fish. That's why like Mediterranean diet, you know what I'm saying? And so like that's what a scientist would tell us probably the optimal diet should be. Well, think about like just how our digestion and bodies evolved. Our brains back, 50,000 years ago or whatever, the 100,000 years that we evolved or whatever, what was our stimulation? The wind blowing through the trees.
That's pretty awesome. I love that.
Throwing rocks. I
love throwing rocks.
Looking at the river, like just
I'm
hanging
a river
out.
Looker.
Like maybe with your like own tribe, and but maybe some dancing around a fire. Or whatever.
I'm a great fire dancer.
Like how much brain stimulation was there?
Yeah.
Rare, right? We would make up our. We'd probably
somebody in the chat room. Melissa said, "Tall tales." Yeah, you tell stories.
Yeah, stories by the fire, but not that much. And then the stories.
And you'd have to think of your own stories.
Yeah, you'd have to.
There was no Slender Man video game.
Yeah. So for sure, and I don't think, and I'm sure there's like science about how it's affected our brain already, but for sure it's caused damage just being stimulated at all times.
I feel damaged.
Yeah, like that's probably causing the anxiety that the world feels. You know what I'm saying? Because you're constantly being stimulated all the time.
Let me give you a real life anecdote, right? Like it's like when I go to the mountain house in Georgia and I stand on the deck and it's just the sound of the river and like you said, the wind blowing on me.
That's your original stimulation.
I love it. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is a good stimulation. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's the original stimulation, not just video after video of nonsense garbage, and then also inundated by horrible news. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to know, like,
horrible news, horrible opinions.
Like, imagine
anger.
You're sitting around your own village and you're just dancing around the fire. You're not getting updates about how the one village over
they're burning alive.
Or how someone died, or like all this death.
The king one village over, he released the oil, and it's bad.
And so you didn't know about any of this, and so
I have some army buddies that use that. I've always liked that. I've got some military friends that are real big on their take on my anxiety is the way we look at that is you need to minimize your world then, because you're making your world too large. When you make your world too large, then based on your personality, Dan, you will worry about things, or those things will jump on you that you don't need those in your world. Keep your world small and focus on the things within your world, the things you can control, and your anxiety time will be a lot more better.
That's easier said than done.
Absolutely.
Because you're addicted to the chemical your brain releases when you see something that scares you, or when you see something that makes you happy or sad or whatever emotion you're addicted to, that your brain's addicted to it. So same thing with food. If you
put that food down, well, it's not that easy.
If you want to lose weight, exercise, eat less. Well, it's hard because I'm addicted to food.
Right.
Because of course I am, because that's what our brains, food used to be scarce. So now that it's abundant,
everything's food.
We have to have, the discipline to stop ourselves. That's the hard part of everything.
Yeah.
It was easy for our ancient relatives because they had no choice. Of course they fasted because they had no food.
They were starving.
Forcing yourself to fast, even them, they would call you crazy. They're like, we have all this food.
We didn't want to do this.
You think our ancient relatives would force themselves to fast? Of course they wouldn't. They'd eat until their diabetes
well, you would store it up.
That you have to, because that you're trying to survive.
Let's do one more before we get out of here.
Hey, it's Dan in Palm Bay. Long time since I talked to you guys. So you guys are talking about scams on the ACT show, and I'm trying to figure out if this is one or not. What are all the floor-length mirrors being sold on, Facebook Marketplace, etc.?
He says, what are all the full-length mirrors that are being sold on Facebook Marketplace and other social media sites? And I see these as well. They do come up in my algorithm, and normally the price will be like $1. But I think they're jokes, right?
Yeah, they're troll jokes. So that because in the reflection of the mirror is something embarrassing or
the one I've laughed the hardest at. It's like full-length mirror for sale, and you'll see the mirror, and then in the background you see a toilet with a big old deuce in it.
Yeah. And they're hoping that someone will take their post and it'll go
share
viral,
it, it'll go viral
as a joke. Like, look at what this person's selling. This happens all throughout Facebook Marketplace, where they'll take a post that's obviously fake. Like someone will be selling a junker
the shadow of the ding dong is one too, where it's like a picture of a toilet. It's like something's wrong with my toilet, but you see the shadow of a mega dong.
Yeah.
And it's like
But they'll do this with they'll take a picture of some truck that's been sitting in the woods for 50 years or whatever, and they'll sell it. It'll be like minor damage, TLC, and then people will take the post and be like, look at this, but that's what they want. Because it's a joke post, because you can make it for free. So they'll just make joke posts until one of them hits viral, just like a meme, and then you're like, look at someone reshared my post, but for no reason.
What it is, to answer your question, sir, it's just another version of these videos that you see where it's a woman cooking, and what she's cooking is straight trash. And she just continues with the video, and she's like, "Oh, just wait, it's gonna be so good. It's so good, be so good." And it's like she's pouring Rice Krispies into ravioli, and then she's taking the ravioli and putting into a bread pan,
and then it never ends.
Then she's baking. It's all fake. The whole thing is literally just to gain as much of your time as humanly possible, to give eyes on what they have, and then to go viral.
Yeah, so that they can see, look, what I did, a lot of people saw. But really, it doesn't do anything for them. It does nothing. But
I also don't believe those people are rich. I don't believe those people are famous.
No. The equity
It's a
of,
nothing.
of the likes or the views gives them, it releases chemicals
I mean,
in their
you
brain.
guys out there still value social media. I know you do, but I give it almost next to no value now. I really do.
Yeah.
Like even
It's a
people,
nothing.
like people come to me now, friends of mine. They'll be like, "Dude, I got 150,000 people following me on TikTok." I'm like, "That is a nothing." Do you have any money? Do you have any money in your bank?
Money
If you
is
have-
something.
Yeah, I agree. That I do agree with.
Come to me and show me how much money you have,
And
and then I'll be like, all right, I'll bow to you.
Obsessed with that. Yeah, exactly.
I'll be like, all right, you are
Yeah.
now the
Yeah,
king.
if you open a briefcase and it's all like,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
thank you.
The likes and views, nothing.
It really doesn't mean anything. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like, I look at Daddy Longneck because there was a time when I did buy in, and I'd look at him.
Yeah,
I'd be,
'cause
Daddy
we-
Longneck has 1.2 million followers. Well, obviously he's a millionaire. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
And he's actually worse off now than he probably.
He's the same of the long
Except,
neck.
you know what? No, he's worse. You know why he's worse?
Yeah.
It's because he had a glimmer of hope, and what did he do? He got a Supreme tattoo. He got all kinds of crazy tattoos, and now he's worse off than he was. He could have just been a normal, simple woods boy.
Yeah.
Just a messed up Flint, Michigan woods boy, but he's not anymore. Now he's like,
He's a national joke. All right, bye-bye.
is that it?
That's
I
it.
think we're doing commercials after this. All right,
Yeah.
guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you,